everyone, welcome to Stamp with Joe. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use the new hot foil system. This has been the talk of the town since it was announced on the 10th of July. I bought it immediately. I have been having so much fun with it. This is something that I've wanted for a while. I did almost buy one last year, but for some reason I held off, and thankfully I did, because now we are offering one. In order to use your hot foil system, you will need to purchase the system. You do need to purchase foils. The foils come in a box of 2. They come in gold, pink, and silver. So I'll just take one out here. Oops, that's not the one that I've been using. So we'll take this one out. Put that aside. So this is the foil. It is very, very flimsy. It is nothing like regular foil that you would use for your food preparation. This is very thin, very much like Mylar. So this is an extra add-on that you have to purchase in order to use the system. But you do get 2 rolls, and it does last for quite a while, because I have been playing with this constantly, and I haven't even gotten through 1 roll yet. The other thing that you're going to need is the Stampin', the cut and emboss machine that Stampin' Up has. This system is designed to be used through this machine here. So if you don't have one and you only have a Big Shot or a Big Kicks, it will not work with those. Unfortunately, it has to be through our system. You don't want to ruin your plate, and you don't want to ruin your dies by trying to force it through another system. So yes, you will need to purchase this if you do not already have one. So I know that that is quite a large purchase, but I guarantee you in the long run, you will be happy with it for years to come. Now I'm going to get this thing started to heat up, because it does take a little bit. So you have your plug, and you're going to pop it right on. It's magnetic, so it just pops right on. When you starts heating up, this little light will start blinking. And now I'll show you what you get with your system. You get the hot plate. You get a little silicone mat that you place underneath it so that it does not ruin any of your surfaces. You get this little cool nifty tool to lift your dies up. It's magnetic. You just release it, and they'll release the die. And you get a little cooling tray that is also silicone. You will also need to purchase the dies separately. For this one, I'm going to be using the Echoes of Detail dies. I also used in the card, I'll show you the card. Oh, I didn't even show you the card. Oh, for Pete's sake, I didn't show you the card. I did use the butterflies in the card. So when you're looking at your folder, this will be your die cuts that you will cut out your images with. Anything that is gold is going to be safe for your hot foil machine. Do not use your regular dies in there. It could ruin them, and it could also ruin your machine. So make sure you're always using the approved dies that go with the system. When you're looking at the dies, in order to tell them apart, these are the butterfly ones. You'll see that this one is going to be your hot foil die. It is smooth on the back, and it just has the images. It will have some solid pieces in here. It is kind of velvety to the touch, and it is also a little matte. It is not very super shiny like the regular dies that cut are. So this is your die cut. This is the one that you're going to use to cut out your dies. So again, there's holes here, so you can tell immediately that this is the one that you're going to use to cut, and it has the little sharp edges here that you're going to use to cut the right through your paper. So those are the 2 different styles that will come in packages. This one, the Echoes of Detail that I'm going to be using, this one only has the hot foil dies. So I didn't have to worry about what one I'm using with that. Next, we'll go on paper. You want to use a nice smooth paper. For my projects, I've been using the 2-tone. This is 2-tone Secret C, so you can see it's dark on one side and it is lighter on the other side. It is very, very smooth to the touch. You can also use our basic white, and you can also use our very vanilla, because those all have a nice smooth coating. You can use the regular cardstock, but be aware that it is very fibrous, so you might not get a nice clear image. It might be a little fuzzy. If that's the look you're going for, then that's what you would want to use. But if you want something that's nice and clean and crisp, like I'm going to have in this card, then you do want to use the smooth cardstock. And here's the card that I made. So I used the details here for the brick, and then I used the greetings for the thank you, and then these are my butterflies that I cut out. I did those on basic white, and this was all done on the Secret C two-tone cardstock. We're heated now. When it's cold, it does take about 8 minutes to heat up, so be patient with it. It will get there. When it heats up, it will make a little beep. Your red light will stop flashing, and it will now be solid, and this white light will start blinking. That's your cue to start placing your dies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my die right here onto my paper, or my plate. Oh my goodness gracious. And you place it flat side down so that the image is poking up. Next, I want to take my foil, and I'm going to put my foil right on the top. Okay. Next, I'm going to take, and I want to use the dark side, so I got to make sure I'm using the dark side. And I'm going to put that right on. Let's see, hold on, I got to see where I am here. Okay, that's where I wanted to be. Okay, because I want this at the top. So I'm going to kind of move that over just a smidge and put that right there. Okay, now on top of that, I'm going to put my green shim. That will go on top. And on top of that, I'm going to put my acrylic. Normally, I would cut this down a little bit, the foil, but I'm going to be using both sides, so I did cut it a little bit larger. Once you have your little sandwich together, you're going to press this button, and you'll notice that a orange light is starting to blink. That lets us know that everything is starting to heat up now. So the plate has been heated. Now it is heating up your die so that it can press the foil into the cardstock. This doesn't take very long. It takes just a few minutes. So bear with me while it does that. And it doesn't take very long. We'll go back to my card and I'll explain a little more on this, a little more detail on what I have on this. The butterflies do come with masks that you can use to put over your butterflies and color them using the blending brush. I personally, I like to color, so I did use my blends on here. So I did use Crisp Cantaloupe, and I did use Barely Blush, which are some of the new in colors. I did use a Crisp Cantaloupe base, and I did use the Crisp Cantaloupe ribbon. Now for the thank you, what I did was after I embossed and cut out my thank you, or foiled I should say, I keep saying emboss, I mean foil. I cut out my thank you. Then I went and I cut out just a blank piece using the same die on the Crisp Cantaloupe. What I did then was I cut it in half lengthwise, and then I put a little bit at the top and a little bit at the bottom, so it gives this nice little outline to give it a little bit of contrast and a little bit of interest there, because I'm all about the contrast. I also did stamp using Versamark on the cardstock, because the Echoes of Detail does come with a stamp set, and I did use the bricks, and I just put some bricks in here just to give it a little bit of texture in the background, because I don't like just plain empty spaces. All right, now it is done. I have my green light. So now what you're going to do is you're going to unplug your system. You're going to pick it up. I'll bring my embossing over here. And I'm just going to slide this in. Now, the plate itself is very, very hot. This is warm, but I can touch it. It's not going to burn me. So you want to slide it in. You want to get it going. And then the key is to do it very, very slowly. I know when we die cut, we zip right through, but this is something that you want to do very, very, very slowly so that the rollers have a chance to press over that image nicely and get a really good foiled image. Once it comes through, I just push it through a little bit, and then I just grab it on the sides. Be very careful. There are some screws on here. I'm pointing at one right here. Do not touch those. I found out the hard way. They get really, really hot. So I will just move this out of the way. Ooh, let me put it back on my little mat. I don't want to ruin my table. And then I'm going to take these off. And then I have my image. So you'll see how it is. And I want to get this off of here so I don't touch this and accidentally burn myself. So I will use my little tool, pick it right up, press the button, and it drops right onto my cooling plate. So now that I have this done, all you do is just peel it away. And there is your embossed image. Now, if you notice, I do have some little marks down here. So I'm just gonna push this out of frame. This is where my little eraser will come into play. This is just a regular polymer eraser. I used to use these in accounting. And you can just very gently remove the excess foil. You may want it on here. Don't rub too hard because with the two-tone, it can remove some of the color of the paper. But I got most of it off. There is a little bit at the bottom. You'll see it there, but that's okay. For this card, it doesn't matter because it's kind of a distressed look that I was going for. But yes, you can definitely, especially on the white, you can really rub. I had to do that with my butterflies because I had a lot of the overage on my butterflies. So here you go. Here is part of that. Now, when I did my other card, I kind of placed this the plate back down again, and then I did it in another section here so that I could get a little distress. I just wanted a little accents of gold on the background. So there you have it. That is foiling, my friends. And it is so much fun, and you're gonna absolutely love it. Also, don't forget, keep your pieces because you can also use these on your card. You could cut this out and place it right onto your cardstock. I would use an adhesive sheet. You also might be able to take some liquid glue. I have not tried this yet, so this is just me talking off the cuff. But using a sponge dauber, you would put it into your glue and you would just dab onto your cardstock, and then you could lay this down on there. That's what I do when I use vellum so that I don't get little glue marks. But there you have it, folks. This is the new hot foil system. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. My email is in my bio. I also will have my email at the end of this video, and there will also be a link to subscribe. So if you like my videos and me stumbling and bumbling about, because that's just how I am and that's how life is, nothing is perfect, then please subscribe and be sure to share the video so that you can get your crafty friends loving this system as well. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me today, and have a wonderful afternoon.